Live from Royle Elementary School, this is Varsity Boys Rugby here on the DAF Media Network. Only the second time ever here on the DAF Media Network from Royle Elementary School. It's the Darien Blue Wave taking on the Fairfield Prep Jesuits. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday afternoon. My name's Ted Brennan. Alongside me is David Brown. And, David, we should have a great matchup in store today.
Hi, Ted. It's great to be here. These two teams have been playing each other for several years, and I think 2 years ago, Darien thumped Fairfield Prep, so it'll be good to see how today's game goes.
Darien is coming off of a win in their last matchup against Staples, and I believe this Fairfield Prep team is also coming off of a win as well in their last matchup. Now, Darien, because they're a younger program, they're playing some of the B teams against other schools, as their varsity team wouldn't be up to the skill of some of the other varsity programs that have been around for years.
That's right. Darien is kind of caught between Tier 1 and Tier 2. So we have seniors, juniors and sophomores, freshmen, but we'll probably be playing against teams which are more sophomores and juniors. So we'll probably be better athletes, but equal rugby players.
This Darien program was established in 2007, and it was made a varsity sport in 2012, so it's been almost 10 years since it's been a varsity sport, and about 14 years since the club's existence.
That's right, and I think the coaches today are wearing the same t-shirts they had in 2007. They actually just had them remade to celebrate the 14-year journey they've been on. But it's been quite a program, 14 years. John McCarthy's been coach now for the whole time.
And for the viewers at home, David, what is this opening kickoff scenario?
So that's a kickoff. One team kicks off the first half, then the other team kicks off the other direction in the second half. Rugby's a game of possession, so you've got to get your hands on the ball and then hold on to it as long as you can until you score. That's Bennett. Dumas making a run from number 10.
Dumas, one of the newcomers on this Darien squad.
Yeah, Bennett's one of the faster players we have on the team, and he plays a position which is called fly half on number 10, which is the bridge between the big boys in the forwards and the fast boys in the backs. So he's playing number 10. Outside him is Dougie Brown, number 12, and Mason Headley, number 13. Dougie Brown dropped the ball, so the other team has the ball back. If you drop the ball and the ball goes forward, it's a scrum to the other team. That's Robert McLemore, who plays fullback, which is a defensive position. He's a sophomore, but a hard-running player.
That's one of the things that this Darien team is liking in these past couple of years. I was able to speak a little bit with one of the players, Cole Murphy. He said that this Darien team, one of the great things about it is that they keep adding new players, so they newer, younger players every year, and they're still growing the sport, which is just so amazing to see.
That's right. Rugby's the fastest growing team sport in America. As less boys are playing American football, both boys and girls are moving to rugby. And the football coaches in Darien are now allowing the team to play rugby as well. So we've got several young football players playing as well.
Here are the Jesuits now with it.
Oh, so that's a knock-on by Fairfield Prep. So the ref is playing advantage now to Darien. So they have nothing to lose. So they'll give it a go, and if nothing happens, then the ref will bring it back for a scrum.
And now the halves, are they 30 minutes continuous or 30 minutes with stoppage?
It's normally 35 minutes a half, but in COVID conditions, it's 30 minutes a half. Sometimes there are water breaks as well.
believe there's a mandated 15-minute water break in the state of Connecticut this year. So I believe at the 15-minute mark we may see a water break.
So that was a penalty for playing the ball on the ground, and then Dougie took a quick penalty. So we're like 5 yards from the line. Chance to score here. It's Nolan Burke.
Looks like Darien will get the first score of the game.
That's right, and I think that was Cole Murphy scoring. So it's 5 points for a try or a touchdown in football terms, and then if we convert the try, which is the field goal equivalent, that's another 2 points. The clock is still running. You have to kick within 60 seconds. Looks like he missed it, so it's 5-0, 5-0 to Darien.
So we have our scoring graphic up now. It's our ways to score. So as we mentioned before, there's a try, which is touching the ball to the ground beyond the try line. That's 5 points. Or in football terms, it's a normal touchdown. There's a conversion kick, which is kicking the ball through the uprights after a try. That's 2 extra points. We just saw Dougie Brown miss that one, so Darien leads 5-0. There's a penalty kick, which is kicking the ball through the uprights after a penalty free kick, which is 3 points. That's equivalent to a soccer penalty shot. And then there's a drop goal, which is kicking the ball through the uprights after drop kicking it off the ground at any point, and that's 3 points.
So that's a penalty to Fairfield because Bennett Dumas ran behind one of his own players, which created obstruction, which the ref picked on quickly when he crosses his arms. That's the call for obstruction. So you can't run in front of a player who has the ball behind you. There's a decent crowd out here today. We've probably got 100 people. Ted, what do you think? Are you a numbers man on that front?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's close, 90 to 100 people, which is very impressive.
And some dogs as well.
It's always nice, especially on senior day, as it is senior day for the Darien Blue Wave. Seniors including Dougie Brown, Matt Burke, Nolan Burke, Bennett Dumas, Ethan Fox, Henry Canlian, Jared Lau, captain, Nick Levinson, captain, and Wes Whalen, Dougie Brown, also captain.
It's Matt Burke, great run. He runs like a Sherman tank. In fact, when he played soccer, we called him the tank.
Burke, one of the many football players on this Darien rugby squad.
It's Dougie Brown kicking through, and Robert McLemore's picked it up and scored.
McLehose will score the try. That's an extra 5 points, correct?
Yeah, so it's now 10-0.
Forgive me if I asked throughout the game, rugby is a generally new sport to me. So it'll be Brown on the extra points attempt.
That's right. Rugby started in England at a school called Rugby School, where a guy called William Webb Ellis was playing soccer or proper football, and then all of a sudden he picked up the ball and started running, and that's when rugby started. And the World Cup, which is where the top countries played for the William Webb Ellis Trophy, which started in 1987. The next World Cup is in France in 19 sorry, 2023. South Africa are the current world champions. They play the British Lions in July. The British Lions are the best players in the UK who come together every 4 years to go to either South Africa, New Zealand or Australia. So those are the top matches in the rugby calendar every 4 years.
So here's Brown on the conversion attempt.
It's a good kick, so he gets the hard ones, but he misses the easy ones. I have to talk to him later about that.
Brown will make it 12-0 early on in this first half. Darien jumps out to an early lead over the Prep Jesuits. David, you've been around this program for a couple of years now, considering that your son Dougie has played for this rugby team. And how much have you seen it grown, and how much have you enjoyed watching rugby grow?
You know, rugby is it's one of those games where it attracts the same type of boy or girl. It's the players who want to play for fun and enjoyment, and where maybe the result isn't the be-all and end-all. So the game is attracting those types of players the whole time, and there's a lot of pent-up demand because we lost the spring season last year. So it's been a 2-year gap until this team really last played. But there are 11 sophomores playing in the squad this year, which means that the next 2 years should be an exciting time for the team to keep playing and developing. Fairfield's looking like they're trying to get into the game now. The number 3 is a big man. So that's a scrum, because as he went to the ground, he dropped the ball and it rolled forward a little bit, which means it's a scrum to Darien. They get the ball back.
Injured player on the field, I believe that's Tommy Bronca. He took the bulk of that hit from number 3 of the Jesuits. We apologize to anybody from Fairfield Prep watching this game. We unfortunately do not have numbers to match up with names, so we will just be going by numbers, so we do apologize for that. Looks like Bronca is now up, walking with the coach.
Looks like when Tommy went to tackle him, he tackled him with his head and didn't put his head to one side, which is what rugby players should be doing, is putting your head behind the player's legs so you can use your shoulder to hit rather than your head to hit.
Hopefully he'll be all right. It's one of the main themes about rugby. It's a very physical sport, very physically demanding.
So it's a Darien scrum. Jared Lau is joining the Singapore Army in a couple of months' time, playing scrum half. But they've lost the ball. It's a good tackle.
I was asked by Coach John McCarthy to give a shout out to Jared's dad, who's watching all the way from Singapore. So Mr. Lau, hello from Singapore.
Thanks, Mr. Lau, for sending your son to Darien. We've enjoyed having him for the last few years. Now that's a penalty because Darien was playing the ball when one of the players was not standing up but on the ground, and if you're on the ground you can't do anything with the ball at all. You have to get up and walk away. It's a good tackle. That was Mason Headley with the tackle. Fairfield Prep's number 3 is the main threat. Looks like we're going to see him running most of the day. Matthew Burke with the tackle, a little bit high, but the ref didn't call it. You can only tackle chest or below. If you tackle chest or above, it's a penalty to the other team. If there's any head contact, it's a penalty to the other team. You can actually also be sent off if you hit someone's head on purpose. Looks like the ref actually is calling the high tackle. So he didn't call it immediately because he was playing advantage, and that gives the other team two bites at the cherry. And if the first bite doesn't work, then the ref brings it back to the original spot to take the penalty. So they're doing a tap and run. This time it's number 6. That was a good tackle.
I believe that's Cole Murphy on the end of that hit. He plays defensive end for Darien, so he knows how to lay the hits.
Yep, he's been one of the good finds of the year. He's strong player, perfect build for rugby. He's been learning the sport this year and getting more confident game by game. See Bennett dropped the ball. So refs put his arm up for a scrum. There was no advantage. So it's back to Fairfield for their scrum. So it's a little bit scrappy so far. Both teams are excited to try and run, but not quite keeping it together.
Darien currently has a 12-0 lead on 2 tries and a conversion attempt.
Another good tackle. Dougie Brown's doing a jackal there. The first man at the tackle is allowed to jackal the ball and get the ball. Dougie's now taking a quick penalty. It's a high tackle. The ref's going to call that.
So for the people at home who don't know what a jackal is, what is a jackal?
So when the 2 players, one runner and someone is tackled, it's 2 players on the ground. The first person there can jackal the ball, which means they can steal the ball. So that's an opportunity to regain possession. And if the player on the ground doesn't let go of the ball when they're being jackaled, that's a penalty to the jackler team.
So this is the 15-minute water break. We will be back with more first half of rugby here on the DAF Media Network in just a moment. Back here on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation.
Andrew McGarry is the touch judge on this side of the field, who's standing right behind number 2, and Andrew was captain of the high school team maybe 10 years ago, so he's now been one of the coaches now for maybe 4 years. So it's great to see the boys coming back and actually contributing, and in fact one of the other coaches, Christian Narocki, was captain of the team last year and has been coaching this year, and his little brother is also on the bench today, Jonathan Narocki. So it's good to see the Narocki family representing their rugby team.
I believe a former player for Darien as well, Andrew Donovan, is in the stands. I believe I saw him earlier. So it's good to see some of the former rugby alum come back.
So that wasn't a knock-on because it came off his legs. It's only a knock-on if it comes off your hands. So if you're on the ground, you can't play the ball.
Go with him! Go with him!
It's a good run for him. James. Tom, he's going to be a really good player each year. It's Dougie. So if you're on the wing and you're running out of space, the thing to do is to try and come back in field so you don't go out of touch and then the other team gets the ball. It's a good line up from Fairfield. You can lift the other man in the line out to jump higher. Oh, looks like he's free.
That's McLehose. Had a try earlier. And McLehose will score a second try. That's his second of the day. Makes this 17-0 early on.
That's right. So that's called a brace of tries, and I think this is the second game that Roberts actually got 2 tries. So he's doing well. Fairfield lost the ball in the tackle. The ball went loose. Roberts swooped down, picked it up, and didn't have anyone in front of him other than one person who he just ran around to score. Roberts a sophomore, so he's only been playing for 2 years, so he's got 2 more years at Darien. He's already quite a player, so it's good to see him out there scoring. Dougie Brown converted, so that makes it 19-0.
Darien with an early 19-0 lead here in the first half. And so far, they've been playing a good game. I was able to catch up with Captain Dougie Brown a little bit before the game, and he said that one of the things that they needed to do in this game was tighten up on some of the penalties. In their Staples match, they had a bunch of penalties, and so far, from your opinion, David, have they tightened up on the discipline side of things?
Yeah, it looks like they're governing themselves. They're staying on their feet. The penalties last game where players were playing on the ground, which is easy for the ref to see. You can also talk to the ref and actually ask them how they're reffing and how they're interpreting the laws. So it looks like the captains have got the measure of this ref. There are 3 captains of the Darien team. Jared Lau, Dougie Brown and Nick Levinson, 3 captains. They've all done a good job this year. That looks like Nick plays number 2, also known as the hooker. He went on a run. Wouldn't want to tackle him when he gets going. That was James Tom. So Dougie's at risk of giving a penalty away, but the ref let him go. It's a good tackle from Fairfield. It's Bennett Dumars doing his trademark outside break, trying to get on the outside so he can use his speed.
Dumas was one of the boys soccer captains this fall, along with another rugby member, Ethan Fox. So they're getting players from all different walks of life.
Yeah, it's good if they play at different times of the year. It's good to have a mix of all types of sports and athletic body types. The American football players typically play in the forwards, and then the soccer players typically play in the backs.
Looks like Fox is in the back, McLehose as well, both soccer players. And then, of course, you see the Burke twins, Cole Murphy, some other names along on the football team.
So that was that obstruction law again. So this time Fairfield ran behind one of their players. Slightly harsh because there wasn't a Darien player near them, but the ref was trying to be consistent with the way he was applying that law. So it looks like when you get a penalty, you've got 3 options. You can either tap and run, You can kick for the touch and go for the line out closer to the try line, or you can ask for a scrum. The reason why Darien picked the scrum is that it takes the forwards out of the game. And this is great field position for Darien because they've got the whole field to play with. So if they get a quick ball back, we'll probably see Darien going right to score. Oh, looks like so they're going left.
Like
James
Tom.
James Tom is trying to go the whole way himself. But he just ran out of space. He should have tried to stay on the field. Because Fairfield now gets the ball back.
It's another one of the big bodies on this Darien team. One of the harder players on this team to bring down to the ground.
Yeah, he's a weapon. He's like Cole. He's learning the game, learning how to use his strength to work. So American football players, one of the things they have to learn is to not die with the ball, because in American football you run as far as you can and then you just stop. But with rugby, the game relies on keeping the ball alive, not going out to play, keeping the play moving as long as possible. It's a good tackle.
Going to give a quick shout out to our production crew here on this very hot Friday afternoon. Jack Blinky, Connor Sini, Braden Schenk, Charlie Salasmore, Andrew Banks, our advisor Damian Andrew. We're so glad they're all here and that you guys at home are joining me, Ted Brennan, and David Brown. DAF Media was a recipient of 2 more Student Production Awards given out by the National Academy of Arts and Television Sciences. So we are very proud that we were able to receive 2 more of those as we won our first last year.
A lot of action going on there. There was a high tackle. That was penalty number 1, and then there was a offside penalty as well. And then when they took the penalty, Fairfield didn't go back 10 yards. So now they're getting the 3rd penalty. So it looks like Dougie's now kicking for a touch to get closer to their try line, so the forwards can have a chance to score. Looks like he's kicked it into the road.
Hopefully they'll be able to find that one.
It's Matthew Burke, number 1. Looks like he's got the longest pair of shorts. Looks like they're from the Victorian age. Haven't seen those shorts for about 100 years, but
Is there an advantage to the short shorts over the long shorts?
I think the advantage is that no one can see your knees, so maybe Matthew's worried about giving his secrets away by showing his knees. It's a short throw to the front of the line out. The ball has to go in 5 yards. If it doesn't go in 5 yards, it's a free kick to the other team. So we got too excited and didn't let the ball cross the line before we caught it. So Fairfield has an option here. They can either tap and go, or they can kick for touch. Looks like they're going to tap and go. It's high risk rugby. Oh, they dropped it. There's Dougie doing the jackal again. First man there.
Brown comes up with it. Drops that one.
So the ref's arm went up because Dougie Brown knocked the ball on. Fairfield has advantage. As soon as they kick it, they lose that advantage. See what Robert can do this time. He's a strong runner, hard to tackle. When you tackle in rugby, you have to use your arms to tackle. If you only use your shoulders, that's a penalty. Darien knocks on, so it's a scrum to Fairfield. If you drop the ball and it goes forward, it's a knock on. If you drop the ball and it goes back, you play on.
A little over 5.5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Darien up 19-0 early on. Jesuits will look to put something on the board before halftime. But so far, this Darien team has not let them get very close.
Fairfield hadn't had much ball to play with this half so far, but when they have had the ball, they've looked like they know what they're trying to do, put some structure on the ball.
All yours, get him down.
It's like they're being slightly outgunned in the physical contact.
That was number 14 for the Jesuits, who tried to progress that forward.
So the ref called an offside line when a ruck or maul is formed. You have to join from the back of the ruck, and some of the Fairfield players joined from the side. So the ref picked up on that. Gave a penalty. Dougie's kicking for the corner to get the forwards close to the try line so they can go for a rumble and try and score before half-time. Many of these players are probably going to be changed out at half-time, so they're going to give it all for the next 5 minutes before they get switched with our bench, which has about 10 players waiting to come on.
Levinson will throw this one in. Looks like Conway will be lifted up.
It's the Fairfield number 3 again, going for a run. Drop the ball this time. Ref calls offside, penalty to Darien. Dougie takes it quickly, gives it to Cole. Hard to tackle. He runs in a very distinctive style, a little bit upright for my liking, but hard to bring down.
Come on, guys. Yes.
Here's Dumas. Tried to get that to Burke. That one will go out.
Yep.
Come on, guys.
Looks like Matthew just dropped it. The pass was a little bit near his knees. Maybe his shorts got in the way. Next week we'll see him in some shorter ones, I'm sure. Maybe he and his brother can swap.
It's all right. Let's go. Take it all the way down.
Nice pass.
That's Fox on the outside now.
He's fast. Well defended. Good interchange. They're passing between each other, so that's hard to defend.
McLehose. Finally taken down.
It's Jared Lau. Nice pass from scrum half. And that's a try.
Darien will get another try.
Captain Levinson. 24-0. I think Levinson's been playing for Darien for each of his 4 years, so he's been doing really well.
Levinson not known for his scoring, but gets that one in there.
Hard to stop from 5 yards out.
He's got to feel good on his senior day.
I don't know if they made the conversions, but it's at least
It's 24-0. Now 26. And half-time.
So it'll be halftime here on the DAF Media Network. We'll be back with the second half right around the corner.
We are DAF Media, Darien's hometown source for sports, arts, and entertainment, established in 2017. We are Community, a volunteer-based organization that gives nearly 50 Darien High School students hands-on experience in video production. We are Cutting Edge, a STEM initiative. Students use cameras, computers, sound equipment, and innovative software. We are Live, streaming 120 events per year on our YouTube channel. We are On the Stage. We are At the Big Games. We are On the Field. We are In the Gym. We are On the Move, live streaming not only in Darien, but throughout southwestern Connecticut and the tri-state area. We are making a difference. We are DAF Media.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
Back here on the DAF Media Network, I'm Ted Brennan alongside David Brown, and we saw a 26-0 Darien first half. And David, what did you see out of this Darien Blue Wave team in the first half?
Yeah, the Darien team looked like they're enjoying themselves, probably trying a little bit too hard, trying to be too clever. But it looks like they're in control of this game so far.
Darien has put in some of their substitutions.
As Greg Sabauer has now come in at scrum half. Looks like Darien's taken their captains off for now.
Here's Matt Burke.
hard to tackle, but they got hold of his shorts to bring him down. He kept the ball in play. It's Greg Sabad doing a good job supporting.
Looks like there's an injured player on the field. It's number 6 for the Prep Jesuits. Hopefully he's all right. Looks like he's able to walk off the field under his own power.
It's Mark Stepsis walking in front of us, who runs the Darien girls program. He's also one of the better refs in Connecticut, so he refs other matches as well during the week and the weekends. He's probably the person to ask about the laws.
Darien girls, they got their first win a couple weeks ago.
So the ref called not straight through. When you throw the ball into the line out, it's got to go through the gap exactly, and if it goes one way or the other team gets it. Today's a bit windy, so hard for the thrower-in to get it right.
John McCarthy has asked me to give a shout out to Simon Loudon all the way in Sydney, Australia. So Simon, hello from Sydney.
Simon and John formed the program together, and it was actually Simon making a presentation to persuade the high school to turn it into a varsity program.
There's Dumas.
Also think he paid for the first set of shirts as well, which aren't being used now but are still sought after. It's a good tackle from Fairfield. It's James Tom looking to pass it off to Matthew Burke. Looks like he's clear. Difficult to tackle. Look at those shorts go.
Burke will get in for the try on senior day. 31-0.
Matthew Burke's really the perfect build for rugby. Low centre of gravity, strong, surprisingly fast. Should have been playing rugby 10 years ago. He's been playing for 6 weeks. Looks like he's enjoying himself.
Looks like it will be Dumas on the conversion attempt, as Brown is taking a rest on the sidelines.
Apparently Bennett has a younger brother who could be a good player in his time, so we're looking forward to seeing him play when he's ready to come to the high school.
Dumas will convert on the conversion attempt. 33-0. And his soccer skills are coming in handy there. Darien came into this one 2-1. They're looking to add their 3rd win of the season. And I'm sure, even with the limited amount of games they've had, I'm sure they're just happy to get back out here after a lost season last year.
Yeah, it looks like a winning record and a chance to play the team they lost to first out, which is Greenwich, which is one of the better teams in Connecticut. So they have a chance to reverse that result from a few weeks ago. This game isn't over though yet, 33-0. Fairfield get 2 or 3 tries, it could get close. There was a game 2 years ago where Darien was 30-0 down at half-time. Andrew Donovan missed the first half because he was doing an exam, came back and we got back to 30-30 with 1 minute to go, and I think we lost the game with the final score, but that was quite a game. So the game is not over till it's over.
It's a great story.
Another short throw, didn't go 5 yards. Ref should be giving a free kick. Actually, it was a knock on, so it's a scrum.
And in the scrum, no one can touch the ball until it's passed out, correct?
Yeah, the scrum half puts the ball in, and the hooker, number 2, hooks the ball back between the legs of the number 1, who's also known as the loose head prop. Number 3 is the tight head prop. 2 guys behind that are called the second row. Then the back row is number 6, number 7, and number 8. The rule book for rugby has about 100 pages in it, so it does takes a few years to get to know it. Fairfield look like they're getting back into this game now. Matthew Burke again. He's got to release the ball. As soon as he goes down, he's got to put the ball down.
Here's Murphy shaking off some tackles.
Burke, then Murphy. That's quite a combination. Hard to tackle. Energy sapping to tackle these guys.
DeMoss changing fields.
Slightly high tackle. Looks like the ref's going to let it go.
Here's McLehose. He's already got 2 tries on the day.
Go with him, go with him.
Nice pass there. Nice pass.
Good passing from Darien.
Did the right thing. Didn't give a bad pass, just held possession. It's a high tackle. Ref could have played advantage, but he wanted to call it immediately to let the players know that you can't tackle above the chest. If it's deemed as dangerous or intentional, you can get a yellow card and you're off for 10 minutes. Number 3's got a warning. It's probably the last warning he'll get before he gets a yellow card if he repeats. It's a quick pass. James Tom straightens it up, sucks in the defenders, and then they go wide.
That's Murphy on the try, and Murphy will convert the try, making it 38-0.
Right, 38-0. So it was nice structure, the way that the Darien forwards took it on straight, sucked in the defenders, and that creates space on the outside, which you can score in.
Dumas will have the conversion attempt again to make it 40-0 if he can put it through the uprights. So on the conversion attempts, is there a set place they have to kick it from, or does it change every time?
Where the try is scored, you draw a vertical line out, and then you can take it at any point on that line. So if you score under the post, you can kick it from under the post.
Dumas just hangs it left.
Yep. Like every soccer player, he bent it like Beckham, but didn't kick it straight.
So the score remains at 38-0 here on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation, and the winner of now 3 Student Production Awards from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences.
Was that trophy collected in Hollywood, or was it in Connecticut?
It was in Connecticut due to the fact that it's regional, winning a regional production award.
Nice play from Fairfield. They're trying to get something going here. Need to run a little bit straighter. Number 10's a good player. Nice pass, but it got intercepted by Darien. Matthew Burke goes on another rumble. Nice pass from Greg. Good tackle. 10 on 10 there. Fly half against fly half. Fairfield look like they're getting back into this game now. They just need to retain possession, not make a mistake. Nice pass. Good tackle from Darien. Nicely laid back.
About 20 minutes remain in the second half. Darien up 38-0, but as you mentioned, it's not over until it's over. And Fairfield making a run for it.
Fairfield's number 14 looked like he was going to score, but just got dragged down just before the line. Playing the ball on the ground. Ref may call a penalty either way. Whosever hand is there, it's a penalty against. He didn't call it this time. Ooh. So he dropped it, knocked it on. That means it's a scrum to Darien.
New scrum half Saba will put it in.
One of the Darien coaches, Greg Priso, who's right in front of us, is also a scrum half. So I know that he's been working with the scrum halves this year to work on their passing, game awareness. See where Darien can go now. Stretching his legs, hard to tackle.
There's Tom, tripped up.
Tripped up, but laid the ball back perfectly, so Darien still has possession.
That was Shefe Solomon who received that from Tom.
So Fairfield jackled. Number 14 was the first there, so he can use his hands. And then a pick and go. He dropped the ball, but it went back, so it's play on. This is good from Fairfield. They're controlling the ball until now. It's like the ref is talking to him about another high tackle. When the ref puts his arm to the chest, that's the signal for high tackle.
Touch and go from Murphy.
It's a high tackle. This could be a yellow card. It's his second warning. Maybe the ref didn't bring his cards today. Rugby's really trying to clamp down on any form of high tackle or head-to-head contact globally. So the rules are being tightened up to reduce any risks from unnecessary concussion or contact.
Murphy breaks free.
It's like he dropped it over the line. Got excited, great run. Just dropped it over the line. Means it's a drop kick for Fairfield. So it's like a restart. It's called a 22 dropout. Nice try. Neat kick. Straight to the wing. But a little bit too hard to catch. So the ball goes back to Darien for a scrum. It's a great field position here, because there's the whole field width to play with. Got new centres now, Richie Almy and Wesley Wayland. They're probably licking their lips at the moment, see if they can get the ball, try and make something happen. Nice pass, it's Wesley Wayland. Nice pass off the ground, good pass.
McLehose.
Good pace there.
And McLehose will get his third try of the afternoon. 43-0 here.
Good try, came off a good pass from Wayland. Often the hard work is done by the person who doesn't score.
Seeing McLehose break free on each of his 3 tries. And that one is no different than his first 2, able to break free off of a nice pass from Wayland. He's got very good speed once he picks it up.
Yep. He looks like he's got a few gears to go through.
So now Dumas will put that one through.
Curled it round.
45-0 as we take our second water break. Back here on the DAF Media Network, it looks like some more subs have been put in, or at least a few. Dumas has been subbed out. Looks like Fox is back in. McLehose is out. Or no, Dumas is still in, actually. So it looks like it was probably a Fox for Max, well, there's McLehose.
Yeah. It's one of the mantras, one of the coaches' mantras is that everyone plays. So there's no sitting on the bench. If at all possible, everyone gets out on the field to play. That's why it attracts good sized squad, because they know they're going to be playing, not waiting for next year.
Going to give another quick shout out to production crew. Charlie Salismore, Andrew Banks, Braden Schenk, Connor Sini, Jack Blanky, all rotating positions today, as it is a scorching one, so we don't want to put anyone out in the sun too long. And Damien Andrew, our advisor. I'm Ted Brennan, alongside David Brown, who so graciously came out here today and helped me on the call so far. And it's been a great game.
It's Chaffee, nice catch. Good pop pass. It's hands in the ruck, so that should be a penalty against. Is the ref going to call it? Yeah, he called it, but against Darien, hands in the ruck. It's Fairfield's number 3. You haven't seen him go for a run. Good tackle.
Big hit.
We heard that from over here.
Number 16 for Darien got the bulk of that hit.
But it was a perfect tackle. He put his head to one side, went low, and the big guy came down. The lower you go, the harder they fall. It's a good tackle, Nolan Burke. Nolan was telling me he wants to play rugby next year at Fordham. Another good tackle. It's Bennett trying to go into Jackal. Backline is Greg Saba, number 9, Bennett Dumas, number 10, Ethan Fox, number 11, Bobby Whitaker, number 12, Wes Wayland, number 13, Richie at number 14, Robert McLehose at number 15.
Murphy with it again.
Nice pass from Greg. No knock on because it went off the feet. Darien, I've got to try and straighten it up now. If you run across, it's easier to defend.
Conway had it, and the hit jarred it loose. Fairfield Prep's number 10 picks it up, and here they come on the left side. Just number 11 looks like he just dropped it out of bounds.
Yep, looked like he was free. Just got caught. Perfect conditions, not too hot. Sunny, perfect field.
Couldn't ask for a more picture-perfect day for senior day.
Good recovery, messy ball. See the Fairfield Jackal comes in, gets the ball. It's good play from there, number 2. Oh.
Big tackle from Burke.
It's an all-arms tackle. It's perfectly legal. Matthews coming in for seconds. Fairfield knocked it on, but the ref is playing advantage because Darien got the ball. Chappé's got to go to ground, lay the ball down. Laid it down the wrong way. So Fairfield have got the ball.
Big run from number 8 on the Jesuits.
Good setup by Fairfield. Should we call Fairfield Prep, or Jesuits?
I think either of the 4. Looks like Fox is hit in the face.
That was a Darien head hitting another Darien head as they both went to tackle the same man. Looked like he got it in the mouth as well, so hopefully he'll be okay.
We're going to take a quick break while they figure this out. see the blood coming from his mouth. Hopefully everything is all right with him.
Fairfield mixing it up with a kick to go deep. Can be difficult to defend against. That was a good tackle by their number 11. Here we go.
Here's McLehose.
Got some space.
There he goes.
Could go all the way.
Makes a move.
Is he going to pass it? I think he wants the 4th try. Nice try. Number 4.
McLehose. Did he get that in?
Yep, the ref called a try.
McLehose gets that in for his 4th try.
$48-0.
Makes it 48-0.
I think at this point the Darien bench has been cleared.
Dumas gets that one through.
Nice kick.
50-0 the score.
I don't know whether Bennett's going to play rugby next year. He's going to University of Michigan. They have a rugby program. He's probably going to pursue his soccer dreams.
It's like an apparent collapse on the field. Hopefully they're all right. $50-0 the score here as the Jesuits kick it off.
That kickoff has to go 10 yards. Didn't quite go, but Darien has advantage. Good play from Matthew Burke. Went for a run, put the ball down so that others can ruck over him.
Jared Lau.
Jared Lau's back on.
I believe he checked in for the injured Fox, who is still getting treated.
Jared's definitely been running faster this year. We think it's because he's had a really short haircut, so he has less resistance than he did in previous years.
I was gonna say he cut the hair, went short. It's got more aerodynamic. More aerodynamic this year. Picks it up and runs with it.
It's a high tackle.
You could see he motioned towards the ref. He motioned towards his shoulders. He's like, "Sir, it's up here." As soon as he was getting tackled.
That's right. He's the only person who can speak to the ref. Actually, only captains in rugby can speak to the ref. And in rugby, there's a tradition that you can only call the ref sir or ma'am. You don't call them ref. You have to call them sir if they're a man, or ma'am if they're a woman. And actually, there's some great female refs in Connecticut rugby as well.
Little under 5 minutes remain here. In this match, Darien up 50-0.
Good line out from Fairfield. Good kick. Kick for depth. Went backwards. Ref saw it going forward, so it's a scrum to Fairfield. So kicking's a good way to make a lot of ground fast. Fairfield scrum. Be good for Fairfield to get a score before the end of this game. Looks like the scrums are now not competed for. Number 13's looking good. Good outside break. Good tackle from Dumas. Ball laid back nicely. Ref saw a knock on, but Darien have it, so he's playing advantage. Nice pass. It's a great run from Darien. Came off the pop pass.
Get the try, make it 55-0.
Also, nice to meet you, Tom. Kathy will give you my number if you ever have any questions.
53 or 58?
I believe 50. I believe 55 because they got the conversion attempt to make it 50.
Sounds good.
50-0.
This is a perfect warm-up for Darien because next week they play their nemesis Greenwich, which could be a quasi-playoff game. Best team would be the winning team would be the best team with the best record. And it looks like the ref has called the final whistle.
So it looks like that'll do it here on the DAF Media Network. The final score 55-0 in favor of Darien, who moves to 3-1. The Jesuits fall to 2-3. I'm going to give one final shout out to our production crew: Charlie Salasmore, Andrew Banks, Jack Belenke, Connor Sini, Braden Shank, Damian Andrew, our advisor, David Brown on the color. Thank you so much for providing all of the insight. It really helped us out here, and I'm sure it helped the viewers at home. So thank you.
Thanks, Ted. It was fun to be by your side. Good job.
I'm Ted Brennan, signing off.